Good morning, America and the world. I am John F. Kennedy, the President of United States, and I am happy to be back. I am going to continue to disclose the truth about your reality. Not that long ago, you had a public assassination in America of a known figure in politics from the Republican political party of Charlie Kirk. His supporters thought he spoke the truth, and he was a man of God. This is not entirely true. People usually see on what they want to see, and not the whole truth. A lot of the time, when you have conflicts or disagreements, there are three versions of the story, one on each side, and then the whole story. Kirk was right on certain issues, but overall, he just pointed out the negative things. He thought his opposing political party, the Democrats, were doing wrong, and pushed the conservatism movement, targeting the youth in the United States. He was a Christian, but it does not mean much in your reality. As we mentioned, all of the religions in the world were created by the Dark Ones to divide humanity, fighting each other over their different religious beliefs, to pray to a concept of a God in heaven or in the clouds, to wait to be saved by some Messiah, and looking outside themselves to be saved by some power. This is on why many in this world talk about God and at the same time hate others, instead of loving their neighbor as themselves. Charlie Kirk was no different. He showed this in his political life, by being critical of many with racist and hatred views and opinions towards others. For example, criticizing Martin Luther King Jr. He was against the Civil Rights Act of 1964. It outlaws any type of discrimination in America based on race, color, religion, sex, and national origin in civil rights of public places, facilities, education, and workplace. He was also against the Juneteenth National Independence Day holiday that celebrates the end of slavery in the United States. He spread hatred towards Muslims, immigrants, and etc. So why he was targeted and shot, which ended his young life? There are two reasons for this. The main one is because of President Donald Trump. There are mainly two political parties in power, in America, the Democrats and Republicans. Trump has been going very hard after his political enemies and the Democrat Party in general, and it has nothing to do with him coming after the deep state, as he mentioned many times. This just a word he uses to mainly describe his enemies, and not the Dark Ones who control this planet. He has been doing this only to get as much power as possible for himself, like a dictator. Donald Trump has shown this in many ways. He fired many of his political enemies from the government, targeting their law firms, suing their media, and making money in the process for himself, like from ABC News he received $15 million, CBS and Paramount $16 million, including Facebook $25 million, and then he sued the Wall Street Journal for $10 billion and the New York Times for $15 billion. He also cut the government funding of $1.1 billion to their news media of PBS and NPR. He sent soldiers to their cities of Los Angeles, Chicago, and Washington, D.C., and is planning to send troops to Portland and Memphis. The negative ones are not being arrested there. It's just regular people or immigrants who do not have a legal status in the country got arrested. It's not normal to have soldiers to walk on the streets in the cities of America. President Trump also cut government funding in the billions of dollars for their universities. His opposition political party, the Democrats, did not even put much resistance, basically disappeared when Trump became the president again. Only the judges were getting in his way of him trying to get total power in the government. Usually, in the countries around the world, you have multiple political parties, in which most of the time they serve only darkness and themselves, but they still compete with each other for power. When one political party goes out of their way to crush another party, there will be consequences for it. This is on what happened with the assassination of Charlie Kirk. The Democrats retaliated because of Donald Trump. It was their revenge to hurt and expose him. As his political party lost Kirk, who was bringing the younger generation into their political organization. It also showed to many that he does not protect his allies and just uses them when it's convenient for him. Another example of this is during his visit to the Middle East. Qatar signed an economic deal worth $243.5 billion with the United States, and he personally got a $400 million Boeing 747-8 jet as a gift. So, on what did they get for this? In September 9th of this year, President Donald Trump allowed for Israel to bomb the capital city of Doha in Qatar. The physical death of Kirk was also a message sent to Trump that it could easily happen to him next if he continues to go after the Democrats. The second reason Charlie Kirk's life ended because of his negative karma. He expressed hatred towards others and served darkness by being a big supporter of Donald Trump, who is dark and a negative presence on this planet, which many humans still refuse to see this. Kirk was also a big supporter of the dark government of Israel. When you follow or support evil, there will be always consequences for it. It's just only a matter of time. Charlie Kirk's last word he said was violence before getting hit by the bullet in the neck at 12:23 p.m. The supposedly killer, who was being presented as the one that shot him, Tyler Robinson, is not the real assassin. The American government has been dishonest for a long time. Nothing has changed with the current president. I tried to change this during my time in this world by bringing the truth. It ended up with my own assassination. You don't go from making a perfect sniper shot, hitting the neck, and immediately ending someone's life, to then being driven by a retired detective and his parents to surrender yourself to the police. The police officers that took him did not even put handcuffs on him. They put him in a room and let him sit comfortably on couch with his parents and gave him a water bottle, until the FBI arrived to pick him up. Is this on how you treat a killer who just publicly assassinated someone in front of many people? Of course not. At the same time, incriminating yourself in every way possible, from being videotaped climbing down from the roof, he even tried to come back to get his weapon he left. That was easily found. Left his DNA on the towel and screwdriver. Left texts, a note revealing his crime. Caught in only 33 hours. He does not even look physically like the one who killed a person in cold blood in a few seconds. And no surprise here that he is being portrayed as a Democrat supporter. This is done by Trump and his administration on purpose to calm down the angry public, mostly for his supporters, and not to look weak as a leader of a country. The real assassin was a professional sniper specialist hired by the Democratic political party to do the job of successful ending one of their political enemies' life, who is now long gone, is not going to be found. Dear patriots, you can see clearly based on this information that you can't trust anyone unless the truth comes from reliable sources. This is a power struggle between two evil parties who serve darkness and are only interested to fulfill their dark political agendas. Most of your governments are not your friends. These humans, who are supposedly elected in a fair election, only care about making money for themselves and to enjoy their own lives and bring more evil to this world. Please remember, all of them will pay a heavy price for not doing their job of properly serving the people's best interest. Thank you, Ambassador of Galactic Light Forces, sending my love and support to my brothers and sisters. Do not automatically accept from your world leaders on what they present as the truth. Question things to make sure it's actually the truth. John F. Kennedy. Channeled by Erena Velazquez, Ambassador of Galactic Light Forces.
Violence. Great. Gentlemen, do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
Oh my God.
Go, run, run. Whoa.
Fuck!